Good morning, my dear students. This is your science teacher Neha ma'am. As you all know, we are doing chapter number 3, Fiber to Fabric, from your science course book Eureka Plus. Now, yesterday we have discussed that there are 4 types of plant fibers: cotton, jute, coir, and flax. And also, I told you how we obtain cotton fibers from cotton plants, and we have discussed the various uses also. Similarly, we have studied how these jute plants provide us jute fibers which are having multiple uses. Now today we will move on to the next 2 types, that are coir fiber and flax. Now let's move on to page number 32 of your book. Now here we will study what is coir. Do you know what coir is? This is what we will study today. How do we get fiber from coir? Yes, and what are the 2 types of coir? Moving on to the last part of page number 32, coir is the outer covering of a coconut. Students, you all must have seen coconuts, and have you ever noticed whenever you try to peel it, it's very tough to peel coconut because the outer covering of the coconut is very coarse and hard. This outer covering, which is brown in color, is called coir, and we obtain a fiber named as coir fiber from this outer covering of coconut. As the outer covering is very strong, so the fiber which we will obtain from this coir will be very coarse and strong. And now we are having 2 types of coir, white coir and brown coir. Now let's study what is this white coir. White coir fiber is obtained from coir fiber only. And do you know, it has a very important use. It is used to make fishing nets, the nets which are used for fishing, because it is resistant to salt water. That means it does not get spoiled when used in salt water. As you all know, fishing is done in areas of oceans where the water is very much salty. So that is the reason we use white coir fiber, which is further used to make nets for fishing. Now the second type is brown coir. The brown coir, as the name suggests, it is brown in color and it also has multiple uses. Let's discuss few of the uses of brown coir now. As you can see, I have attached a picture of a coir mat here. The most important use of brown coir is that it is used to make floor mats, door mats, brushes, ropes. As you all know, we need a material which is very strong in order to make ropes, right? So we use brown coir for the same purpose. Brown coir is also used to fill mattresses. Yes, the sleeping mattresses are also sometimes filled with brown coir. Now let's discuss one important use of brown coir. Brown coir is used to make rubberized coir. As the name suggests, students, rubberized coir means the coir which is sprayed with rubber. Yes, actually what do we do in this? We spray rubber on the brown coir pads. Why we do so? In order to bind the fibers of the brown coir pads together. What will happen now? When rubber is sprayed on the brown coir pads, the fibers of the brown coir will stick very much close to each other and it will provide strength to the coir. And ultimately the coir which will be produced, which is known as rubberized coir, will be a very strong coir. Now this strong coir has a very important use. It is used in the padding of interior parts of automobiles. You might be wondering why we do so. Because in automobiles the interior parts need to be covered properly. Then only the automobiles will work efficiently. And which coir is used to serve the purpose? The purpose is solved by rubberized coir. That is why brown coir is very much important. With this, we are done with the various uses of white coir and brown coir. Now students, let's move on to the last type of plant fiber which is given in our book, that is flax. Flax fiber, as you can see in the picture, it is obtained from flax plant. How it is obtained? As you can see, there is stem of the plant. What do? we remove the stem, and from the skin of the stem we obtain flax fiber. This fiber is, what is the speciality of this fiber? This is very soft fiber, and in spite of being very soft, it is very much strong. So it also has multiple uses. As we have discussed earlier, brown coir is used to make ropes because it is very strong. Similarly, flax fiber is also used to make ropes because it is also very soft fiber, and in spite of being soft, it's a very strong fiber. These were the few uses of flax fiber. Now, how do we get different materials from this fiber? Actually, we first get flax fiber from flax plant by removing the skin of the stem. Then we convert this fiber into flax yarn. Yes, as you can see in the picture, the fiber is converted into yarn, which is further used for various purposes, like it is used to make mats, it's used to make ropes, it is used to make linen fabric. Yes, the fabric which is preferred to be worn in summer season, linen fabric, is also obtained from flax fiber. Now let's discuss one very important use of flax fiber. Flax fiber, as you all know, which we get from flax plant, is used as a raw material for making paper. A special quality of this flax fiber is it is used to make a special high quality paper, which is further used for printing currency. As you all know, currency is a very important thing, and the fiber which we use here is flax fiber. So thus it is a very important plant fiber. So students, here we have completed the 4 types of plant fibers: cotton fibers, jute fibers, coir fibers, and flax. Now the next topic in our book is the conversion of yarn to fabric. Yes, have you ever wondered how the fibers which we get from plants, they get converted into yarn, and then they get converted into fabrics which we wear? Actually, yarn undergo a long process before getting converted into fabric, which consists of 3 steps: ginning, spinning, and knitting. Now these process we will discuss in detail in our next video. So students, today we have completed 4 types of plant fibers: cotton fibers, jute fibers, coir fibers, and flax. Now I am attaching the in-between questions from the same topics which we have studied today. So you have to go through them, write down in your notebooks, and learn them properly. Thank you.